What's up everybody, it's Sean here and I'm back today to give you guys a review of the Adidas Yeezy Boost 350 V2 in the carbon colorway. This pair dropped on October 2nd for $220 US or $300 here in Canada. Originally named the As Real colorway, at the last minute Adidas officially changed the name of the sneaker due to diversity and inclusion reasons. So officially they launched as the carbon colorway. This is your classic 350 V2 silhouette. But instead of the traditional earthy sort of tones, this one opts for a much darker prime knit upper. So taking a deep dive, you'll see that the lateral side and the medial side of the shoe are split in the middle, and the prime knit design on either side are a little bit different. So on the medial side, the knit here is done in a combination of black and dark gray, which from afar gives the shoe almost a black-like appearance. However, when you flip this over to the lateral side, the knit here is done in a combination of gray with light gray, creating a much lighter look in comparison. Running down the center, we still have that signature thick stitching which is found across all your 350 and 350 V2 silhouettes. Running across the lateral side of the shoe from heel to toe, we have this stripe which is done in this black colored nylon. And then the prime knit at the bottom of the shoe is done similarly to the medial side, so this is done in black and dark gray. For the laces, these come with a rope style lace in black, but unlike your traditional Yeezy Boost 350s, the default laces are actually joined together. So this essentially means you don't have to lace up your shoes, you just pull it to tighten it. But if this isn't your style, you can cut this off and they do give you a secondary pair of more traditional laces if you prefer the look and the style of actually lacing up your shoes. On the back heel, you'll see there's more of that thick stitching running down the center, and you'll see the patterns on the lateral and medial side of the shoe converge right here in the center, along with this thick band of black prime knit. The interior of the back heel of the shoe has the Adidas 3 stripes, which is done in reflective 3M. And then taking out the insoles, these come with a black colored Yeezy insole with Adidas and Yeezy branding on the heel in blue. The upper of these Yeezy Boost 350s sits atop this full-length Boost midsole. The Boost itself is encased within this TPU carrier, and we have that signature ribbed pattern that runs from heel to toe. This is done in this semi-translucent finish in this off-white or milky sort of color. Turning the shoe over to the bottom, here we have your standard Yeezy Boost 350 V2 outsole. This is done in a slightly darker shade of rubber compared to the side panels. We have this exposed Boost on the forefoot, along with this triangular cutout on the back heel revealing the Boost midsole, and it's finished off with Boost branding at the very bottom. So that breaks down the look of these shoes in terms of how they fit. To me, they fit like most of my other 350 V2s, so I opted for a half size up. I'm a true size 10, slightly on the wider side, and I almost always go with a 10.5 with my Yeezy Boost 350 V2. To me, by going up a half size, it gave me much more comfort in the toe box area because based on my past experience, if I stick true to size, I feel a bit of pressure and crunching downwards on the top of my toes. I don't love the lacing system because I feel like I can't really lace it up as tightly as I want to. So if that's a concern and you don't normally feel discomfort in the toe box area, then you can probably get away with sticking true to size. For everyone else though, as a safe bet, I'd say go up a half size. Next up, in terms of comfort, these feel exactly the same as all my other Yeezy 350 V2s. So with that said, it's actually a very comfortable shoe. So it gives you a very squishy, very soft feel on foot, which could be bad if you're wearing these for many hours in the day just based on my personal experience. But if you're the type of person that really likes that pillowy feel underfoot, then you're really gonna enjoy this model. With all that being said, now let's lace these up and I'll show you guys how these look on feet. To me, I really like the colorway of this shoe, especially when I first saw the official images from Adidas. I told myself I have to grab this pair. However, I do want to warn you guys, getting these in hand, the prime knit upper is a little bit lighter in shade than compared to the pictures. So if you're looking for a shoe that's very dark, almost all black in the upper, then you might be a little bit disappointed with this, because in real life there's much more gray elements on the prime knit as opposed to a true black Yeezy. Still, in my opinion, it's a very clean colorway, one that's going to be very good for the fall, and I'm glad that Adidas went away from like the tans, the browns, and gave us a shoe that had a little bit more contrast. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of this carbon Yeezy 350 V2. How do you guys feel about this colorway? Is this a shoe that you guys copped or did you pass? And with all the 350 V2 colorways that released this year, how does this one stack up compared to the rest? If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Give me a follow on Instagram at sgo8, check out my Twitter at sean.go, and visit my website at seango.ca. So until next time, thanks so much for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this review, and I'll catch you guys all in my next video.